So thank you to everyone who's joining this morning. We have someone from Little Rock, so thank you for joining us virtually all the way from there. Good to have you. Welcome back, everyone else, to your mats. This morning we are going to be doing a practice with some twisting to get our low backs open. It's also good for your internal organs to get a little ringing and cleansing. If you have blocks, I would just ask that you run and get them. You might need them, so just good to have them nearby so you don't have to run mid-practice to grab them. So go get your blocks if you would like. Otherwise, we're gonna start in a comfortable seat. We'll all meet there. So sit nice and comfortable. Options if you have knees that don't like to be kind of confined, you can always use one of your blocks to put your bottom under one, give you a little lift. So once you get comfortable, just close your eyes and check in with how you are feeling today. Don't do anything to your breath, just check in with your body. Maybe start from the crown of your head, working your way down. Every body part gets a few moments of attention. Some mudras you can use, so things that kind of channel a particular mood or energy. So the placement of our hands in our opening pose. If you would like a more grounding sequence or practice, you can palms down on the knees or in the lap. And if you would like to kind of draw energy from the universe, from your practice, palms up, allowing the energy to kind of fall into your hands. So palm down, palm up, shoulders back, chin nice and up, but then a little tuck so that you are elongating your spine. And start from the top of the head. If you haven't already, continue your body scan from where you are. Once you have made your check-in down to your feet, come back to your breath and just start to notice it. We're still not manipulating it. Just follow the path of the breath. Inhale through the nose, either exhale through the mouth or maybe back into the body. Just watch your breath. Notice the depth of it, where it seems to be going naturally. Noticing where that breath may be going. Now, notice from this moment to where we're going next with our breath, which is a more deliberate depth, adding more depth. So on your next exhale, let your exhale go out one more second. And then on your next inhale, it'll be easier to inhale a little deeper. So now really start to consciously deepen and strengthen your breath to prepare you for movement. Same idea with following the path. The inhale and the exhale, just noticing where it's going. Take 5 of your own breath cycles. So 1 inhale, 1 exhale is 1 cycle. Make each subsequent breath a little deeper and stronger. On your last exhale, just gently open the eyes. Continue to breathe deeply and evenly. If you have a block under your sitting bones, just move it out to the side. Come back to a strong seat. Want your spine to be nice and tall. And we're going to keep that breath with us. So today's intention, if you will, is really just going to be focusing on the breath. Thanks to Grant for helping me come up with that. So it's also good in these moments of stress to remember the breath, because when you aren't thinking about it, kind of can get out of sync, or you may hold your breath. So remembering that the breath is a life force through the body, which also can reduce stress, kind of help you center. So really the breath is a great intention for any time that you're practicing or any time that you are off the mat as well. So that's what we're going to go with today. So just be mindful throughout your time of what your breath is doing. And if you notice that it kind of drifts off, just come back. Always come back to strong inhale, strong exhale. All right, that being said, on our next inhale, bring your arms up overhead. So just gonna be here. As you're here, think about simultaneously lifting your fingertips and your arms while keeping your shoulders drawn down the back. So you're not scrunching your shoulders up by the ears. Bring the core to the spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna inhale up one more time. Inhale, lift. And on our exhale, we're gonna twist open to the right. So your right hand will come to the low back, your left hand on the outside of the right knee. Excuse me. As you inhale, think about your spine growing taller. And as you exhale, think about a tiny, tiny additional twist open. So you're creating space upwards and sideways here in the spine. And take your gaze wherever it's comfortable today. You can always take your gaze down or up. Just be mindful of what your neck is doing. One more breath in. On your exhale, come back to center. Release. Next inhale, sweep up again. This time, exhale, left hand at the low back, right hand on the outside of the left knee. Last inhale here. Exhale back to center again. And kind of start to rotate those shoulders. So on your inhale, bring your shoulders up really high by your ears. Exhale, think about the shoulder blades really melting down the back, kind of bringing themselves together and down the back. So inhale, lift. Exhale, down the back body. Do whatever's comfortable with your arms. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more inhale up, exhale down. And now we're gonna switch directions. So inhale up again, exhale down. So you're gonna bring your shoulder heads in front and then bring them back. Inhale up again. Exhale, bring the shoulder heads forward and then back. One last time. Exhale up, exhale down. Come back to center. All right. Bring the soles of the feet together, just out in front of you, a couple handprints. And just start to let your knees drop open. Let them bounce. Gentle, gentle bouncing. And when you feel like, this feels like that's where they're gonna stay, let them rest for a moment and ground a little bit deeper through your sitting bones. So really getting a really tall spine. And on your inhale, you're gonna take a bind on your ankle. So just gripping the ankles and taking the gaze up. And on your exhale, you're gonna do a little bit of a cat motion with the back. So try not to do what I just did and push yourself forward. Do as I say, not as I do. So on your inhale, take your gaze really high up. And on your exhale, just round. Try not to move the shoulders too much, just the back, just the spine. And flow through this with your own breath. So you're really doing your kind of cat-cow from seated. Two more with your own breath. On the last one, hold your inhale, hold the gaze up. Exhale, round down, and this time just pause. So keep your head heavy. You can, if you would like, press your elbows down into the thighs to start to open up the hips. It can be a tiny press down, just enough to start to wake up those hips. Let your head start to move back and forth to continue to open the shoulders and the neck. One more breath in. Exhale, we are going to release and extend your legs nice and long. So just shake out the legs. Come back to that nice rooted sitting bone posture. And we're just gonna kind of rotate our ankles, warm up our legs a little bit. So keep a little bend. You don't want to lock out the knees right now. So start just rotating your ankles. We'll go both directions, so start whichever way you like, and now switch. And now we are going to just flex the balls of the feet. So flexing and extending the balls of the feet out, and then kind of just the opposite direction so the top of your foot is more rounded. So just kind of waking up the back and front of the feet. And then we're going to wake up our wrists. So from here, we'll meet in a tabletop. So I'm going to face the camera for the wrist stretch, but reminder that your knees should be nice and under the hips and your wrists under your shoulders. All right, first wrist stretch. Point your fingertips towards the knees. And once your fingers are where they're going to be, take an inhale and try to get some extra length in the arms. And exhale, sit back any amount on the heels. You should feel this in the front of the forearms. Pretty intense stretch. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands up and just rotate gently. Both directions. Very good. And opposite stretch. This time your finger pads and your palms will be up. So we're going to be stretching the opposite side of the forearms as well, opposite part of the wrist. So inhale, get a little length in the arms. Exhale, sit back. Deep breath in. Exhale, just come to the knees, shake out the wrists. You can even start to kind of warm up by taking the fingers down and then pull towards you, get a little extra stretch. I feel that more up into my bicep than the others. So this is another option before a vinyasa class, or really anytime you're working out finer motor movement. So just a few times, and then we are going to rotate out and go back to our tabletop. So set up your foundation nice and strong. You can tap your tops of the feet to engage the core. Nice long spine. From here, just deep breath in. Exhale, think about rooting even deeper into your tabletop. We're going to do a few moves from here. So come back, remember how strong your foundation is here when you need to come back to this more neutral pose. Next, inhale, we're going to bring our right foot back behind us. We're going to start opening up the body a little bit. So just start to, on your inhale, extend your right foot out to the side. Exhale back to center. So just slow with your own breath. Inhale, extending. Exhale, bringing back to center. Do 5. And on the last one, bring your knee down, and we're going to take a cat-cow. So drop the belly, take the gaze up, bring your shoulders, the space between your shoulders kind of forward. Exhale, round everything down, gaze at the belly button or at the thighs. One more cat-cow, inhale, gaze up. Exhale, round down. Back to your neutral tabletop. All right, left foot extends back behind. And on your inhale, extend open. And same thing as the other side, working with your own breath. 5 on your left. And after that last one, set it down, cat-cow round again. You can come to this side of your mat because we're gonna open up for gate pose. So I think taking your tabletop more in the middle of the mat so we can bring our feet to the side is easier. If you have space to do it the other way, of course, but just trying to be mindful of what you may have available. So from our tabletop, coming onto the knees, we'll go on the right side first. So right foot, basically the inner arch is in line with your knee. Drive your right foot out with the knife edge. So think about the knife edge kind of grounding down and rooting. And when you're ready, inhale with the left arm up, gaze wherever is comfortable. So while you're here, think about inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling and kind of settling into this pose, letting some extra space in here. If you like, you can kind of let that foot slide out, give you a little extra space. Very strong. You're balancing here. One more breath in. Exhale, come back to your tabletop. Kind of release that hip. Kind of gets in your hip a little bit there too, right in the back. So take a cat-cow to reset. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, round. When you're ready, setting up on the left side, coming onto the knees, left foot out, drive through the knife edge, And inhale the right arm high when you're ready. Left hand can kind of do whatever you want. You can reach down a little bit to get more into the hip. You can stay here. We're going to do this one more time on each side so you can kind of experiment in this first round. One more breath. Exhale down. Take one cat-cow. Back to the knees when you're ready. All right, gate pose one more time. So this time, if you would like to kind of lean more over to get more into here and here, just be gentle and go slow. So bring your right foot out, drive through the knife edge side, inhale left arm up. Right arm can stay if you want to work on lengthening the spine. If you want to start getting in the hip, getting into the stretching, can kind of lean down, just whatever your body needs today. One more breath in and exhale back to center. We'll do a cat-cow after the next one. So we're going to do both sides of our gate pose first. Left foot out. Setting up here. Inhale the right arm high. And exhale, mirror what you did on the other side. One more breath in. And exhale back to center. Now we'll take our cleansing cat-cow, really exaggerating as you're here, releasing anything that came up. So something that came up for me was this little pocket here of my hips. So if that's something you also want to stretch, take your hips in a big circle and really pause on the sides so that you can get into that hip a little more. Just a nice steady breath in and out as you explore, create some extra space. When you're done, just come back to your good old tabletop. Do one more thing here before we move on to our standing poses. All right, nice strong tabletop. Right foot back behind you. And this time you're gonna, instead of open to the right, you're gonna open to the left. So you're really gonna close, and this will give you a side stretch. So with your gaze, you can look over your left shoulder at your right foot and just keep breathing. One more breath in. Exhale back to center and down. Take a cat-cow. And other side. Inhale, extend your left foot out, and then move it over to the right side. Peek over the right shoulder to your left foot. One more breath in. Exhale back to center, and this time we're going to take a child's pose. Continue to warm up the hips, give you a moment to transition. So legs wide to allow the inner thighs to wake up. Also letting your arms start to warm up too, because we haven't done a ton with those yet. So to make it really active and start warming up, engage your finger pads, really pressing them into the mat. Be mindful of where your shoulders are. Don't bring them up by the ears, because if you think about it, you're doing the same type of thing we were doing at the start of class. So be mindful of where your shoulders are creeping up. Tent the fingers. Now you know that your hands are engaged. And walk your finger pads over to the left side of the mat, just slightly off the mat, getting into the right side body. Keep breathing into the hips. One more inhale. Exhale, walk your finger pads all the way to the right side of the mat. You should feel this in the left side body. Next inhale, walk your finger pads back to the center. And when you're ready, we're going to pop into our first down dog. No rush getting there, just giving you direction. And also taking anything that you need in between. There's something that calls to you, honoring that. Ooh, back of the legs, nice and stiff for me. I'm guessing there's a few of you that might be feeling the same. So we are gonna fix that. So first, down dog, keep a little extra bend in your elbows so you're not locking them out. Strong, driving through all the finger pads, the toe pads as well. Really press your torso towards the legs. You should feel this kind of opening up the back of the body. Deep breath in. Exhale. Next inhale, take your right foot up, three-legged dog. Just rotate the ankle. Let's rotate the knee in a circle. Opposite direction. Re-extend. And on your next inhale, bring that foot through to the top. You can just focus on getting a strong setup for crescent. So your front knee will be over your front ankle. You can shorten your stance. Up on the ball of the back foot. When you're ready, rise up into crescent. So options for your arms. Goalpost if you have those tight shoulders. More up by the ears. If you do that, draw the shoulder blades down. At heart center is always a good option as well. Find your drishti for your practice. Maybe different today, maybe different every day, but find one so that you can bring your attention there. One more breath in. If you haven't yet, bring your hands to heart center for a twist. So on your next inhale, your right elbow will go on the outside of, left elbow outside of right knee. So you're twisting down, and if your legs are a little shaky, you can always drop your back knee down. Wherever you are, breathe. As you inhale, think about reaching the crown forward. As you exhale, think about similar to where we were before, really creating length in the spine and the low back, twisting a little deeper. One more breath in. On your exhale, you're gonna square the body and get your blocks ready for our twisted half moon. So I like to put one at the top of the mat or more towards the side where my foot is. So I will show you kind of the setup from here. So you're gonna come off of that back leg. You're gonna be standing on the front right leg. Your left hand will be on the block if you need a block. If not, it'll be down towards the ground. And then once you feel, all right, I'm good here, gonna open up to the right. So you are twisted from where you normally are with your half moon. And all you need to do is extend your heel out, really reach. You'll also feel a stretch in your standing leg. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, you can move your block. There's really no pretty way to kind of get out of this, but just come back to your low lunge. So recenter with your feet where they were before. And this will be your transition into your chaturanga. So take your front foot back to meet the back foot. Inhale at your high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for cobra or up dog, and exhale, down dog. Remember, your intention today is on the breath, so do your best to stay with the breath. I have to talk, so I'm not going to be a very good example, but you guys at home, all you have to do is listen and breathe. Deep breath in, exhale. Next, inhale, extend that left leg up and back, doing the other side. So any motion you took on the right, if you opened up the knee, drew circles, do that here, switch directions. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bring your front foot, your left foot to the top. Same thing, get your foundation set up nice and strong first. Left knee over left ankle, up on the ball, the right foot, and rise up for your crescent when you're ready. Calm the breath. Settle in as much as you can. This is a very powerful pose. Try to find some solace as you're here. One more breath in. On your exhale, take the twist, right elbow on the outside of left knee. If you went down on your knee on the other side, you can come on down for that side. One more breath in. All right, from here, moving into our revolved half moon, other side. Get that block closer to the left foot. Just come up slowly from the back foot, setting up. So your left foot, your right hand, and then you're going to twist open to the left. Extend through the ball of the right foot. Ooh, this is one I need to work on. I'm a little wobbly. Keep breathing. One more breath. Exhale, come on down, back to your low lunge. Be here for a minute to get your alignment before you send yourself back for your chaturanga. Very good work. I know that was a challenging set of poses. So good job to everyone. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Gonna do something similar, but we're gonna add a little bit. So inhaling that right foot up again. This time, press your torso a little deeper. So you may move out of a traditional down dog into more of a short version to allow you to stretch in the back of the left leg. Just be here for one more breath. And on your exhale, same thing. We're not rising up into crescent this time. We're going to drop the back foot down. So from here, if you like your blocks, this is a good place for blocks too, to have them by your side. So this is a good hip opener, deep stretch. Be gentle with yourself. You don't have to even be this deep. You can be shallow. Meet yourself where you are today. Important points of alignment, as always, your front knee over the front ankle. And really what you want to do is be tall, and you're really just in your crescent with the back knee down. So your back knee is kind of driving down to create length in the spine. You can be here. If you'd like a deeper version of this, you can start to inch your front foot forward. Keep that alignment in the front knee and use your blocks to create a little scaffolding for yourself. Deep breaths here. This is intense. I know you've already been here several breaths, so I won't keep you much longer. Just settle in for one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, we're just going to kind of pop up, re-engage the back foot, and come to crescent. just to bring the feet together for a little closer together for your pyramid pose. So your front foot will be straight, your back foot will be more at a 45. Hang on to your blocks if you have them. You don't need them, but if you got them, you might as well use them. Your hips will still be square. And once you are nice and square, let the crown of the head reach forward. On your inhale, extend the crown of the head. You'll start to feel the back of the front leg really wake up. And as you exhale, slowly sink down. Now, while you're here, think about the crown of the head reaching down. So you still want to think about your spine being long, but just thinking about it reaching down creates that extra stretch. It's a good alignment note to just get your head really, really relaxed, as well as a deep stretch in the front leg. Deep breath in, exhale, sink. One more breath in. Start to bring yourself out of this. We're going to take a flow. So the easiest thing is moving the blocks away, squaring the front foot just a little above, send the back leg out a little bit, front foot meets the back. Now you're in your high plank again. Inhale, exhale, lower. Very, very good work. Keep pedaling those feet. Each time you're in down dog, check with your ankles. You may notice that your heels rather are getting a little closer to the mat as you loosen up. All right, inhale that left leg up and back. Bring your torso down. Get that deep stretch in the standing leg. Deep breath in. Coming into our low lunge. So with the back knee down, blocks re-engaged if you need them. You may notice one side you're getting a little deeper than the other, and that's okay. That's why we practice on both sides in yoga. Eventually they'll even out. Don't worry about it. Find where you need to be on this side. Settle in. One more really nice inhale. Exhale. Now you can start to set up for triangle on the other side. So re-engage, come off of the back foot, and then bring the back foot in at a 45. Front foot pointing forward. So your feet are kind of in a short warrior one. Square up your hips. Inhale, really reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. Let the crown of the head reach down towards the toes, towards the front of the mat even. One more deep breath in. Exhale, plant your palms. Get your feet all nice and lined up at the back of the mat. And last chaturanga for now. And from your down dog, walk your feet to the top of the mat for a forward fold. Keep a generous bend in the knees. Let your head wave back and forth, yes and no. Kind of do whatever with your hands. If you like, it's nice to just palms facing up. Let your elbows splay out to the side. Again, keeping those knees bent. taking anything that feels good. If you need some extra side stretching, just maybe alternating the weight in the feet. Let the head be heavy. Back to center when you're ready. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Next, inhale, root and rise all the way up, coming into a reverse swan dive, really reaching tall. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, you have made it to the balancing section of class. So now, we already kind of worked on our balance with our half moon, but we're gonna do some chair and some more spinal twisting with our chair. So get your feet set up for your version of chair, either feet parallel, toes come to touch, leaving about a fist at between the heels. I personally kind of like the parallel version. Get yourself set up. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sink down. Mind the shoulders. Mind the navel drawing in towards the spine. Find your drishti. Settle in. Two breaths. Last inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise up. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, going into chair and adding our twist this time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, settle down. Bring your hands to heart center. Check that you're not sticking your butt out. Tuck the tailbone. Engage the core. Bring those shoulders back and down. If you need more, you can always lift the toes. That'll check, that'll show where your rooting is. If it's in the four corners of the feet, or if you're really adding more by engaging the toes. All right, time to twist. Hands at heart center if you're not already. Left elbow goes on the outside of right knee. Same thing we were doing before. Gaze up if it's okay. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, twist in the spine. Check your left knee as you're here. Make sure your knees are about on the same plane. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise. Exhale, hands at heart center. Very good. Other side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sit on down. When you're ready, twist opposite side. Right elbow, left knee. Keep breathing. One more breath in. Exhale, fold. All right, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root. Rise up one more time. Exhale, hands at heart center. All right, one more standing pose for today. So we're gonna do basically our 1 foot out. So if you prefer a strap and you have it nearby, it is not necessary, but if you want to grab your strap, you can. So this is really good for, you may guess, stretching and balance at the same time. So we're really doing two things at once here. We'll start with our left foot rooted. So just make sure you got a little bend in that knee and your foundation is good to bring up the right leg. Bring first into this kicking stand, and then as you're here, just slowly extend your right foot out. Doesn't have to be high, doesn't have to be straight. And in fact, bring it down a little more if it makes you wobble less. Your hands, you can do a mudra. You can bring your hands to heart center. Be here 3 breaths. Keep breathing. And release, shake it out. Moving on to the other side whenever you're ready. Three breaths once you get there. And release. Very good. All right, let's take one last little flow. Inhale up, exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stay down. We're gonna add a shoulder rinse. Generous bend in the knees. Drop the head. Clasp the hands at the low back. Straighten the arms. And then drop the head again. Let your hands fall behind the head as much as is comfortable. This can be very intense, but it can also feel really good. Hopefully it feels good. Keep your bent knees. Let your head continue to drop and breathe here. One more breath. Exhale, release your hands down by your side. And when you're ready, we're just going to come back to our knees. Going to do a camel pose before we go down on our backs. So options for camel. There's a few things you can do with your blocks if you have them. If you don't, it's okay too. So one thing that some people like is to have a block on this height in between the knees, because that helps you really drive and have a really good spinal alignment. So from here, if you're doing this, get your block nice and engaged. I like to be up on the toes because it gives you a little extra space to connect. So once you're here, you're basically going to slowly move into a back bend. And as you do, grab the back of the ankle one at a time. Be careful as you come back. Drop your head and press your hips forward. Breathe, even though it's awkward. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly kind of come back to your center. Stay here. Let your head kind of find its center of gravity again. If you have a block, move it. And now we'll take a little child's pose, the version where your legs are together this time. So both knees together, forehead down in front of the knees if it's able, arms long down the side. Deep breath in. Exhale. All right. Now we're just going to move onto our belly. So let your legs all the way back come onto the belly. Take your hands and create a little shelf for your head at the top of the mat for crocodile. So your head is resting on your hands. Bring your ankles out to the side, relieving the low back. Just ground here for a couple of breaths. All right. We are going to do a half bow to get into those hip creases again. If there's anything left in our hip tightness, we're going to get it out now. So we will start with our left side. So all you're going to do is bring your left foot up, reach for that left foot, and you press into it or So if you're here and this is enough for you, you can do this. So you're like a half bow. If you need more, you may want to really press your leg more towards so you can get a stretch in here. So just take a minute to kind of see what feels good for you. If you're more flexible, you're probably going to want this version, but there's nothing wrong taking this one too. So either you're up a little more and you're kind of creating space here, or you're pressing and getting into the front hip that way. 2 breaths in. Next exhale, release. You can windshield wiper the knees. When you're ready, setting up on the other side. Your left foot comes down to rest, your right foot comes up. Reach for that right ankle, either pressing here or pressing down. So you're really either opening or kind of closing a little bit, depending on where your hip feels, and really depending on what you feel today. Keep breathing. One more deep inhale. Exhale, release. Let both legs be long. Put your head down again and windshield wiper the legs. All right. Now, before we move on to our backs, arms out to a T. Do our shoulder stretch. So arms out to a T, and basically one side of your body is going to roll onto the shoulder. So I'll start on the left, bring that top leg and really just kind of start to bring it behind you until your shoulders are more stacked. You'll feel this in the front of the shoulder, the top, wherever your head is comfortable. Breathe into the shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale back to the belly. Re-extend both arms into the T. And when you're ready, roll onto your other side. One more breath in. Exhale onto the belly. Windshield wiper the knees one last time. And when you're ready, roll over. All right. Last couple poses for you guys before I send you into your Shavasana. One we don't do very often, but is really nice, especially if you're on the floor and you have space to do it, is Happy Baby. So you're gonna bring your feet up, kind of reaching your knees towards your armpits, and take your hands on the knife edge side and keep the low back planted. The whole back body should be really planted into the mat, and you're gonna pull your knees into your armpits as much as you can. Doesn't have to be a lot. You'll feel it in your hips. Breathe in. Exhale. And if you like, you can extend one leg. This is where it gets really nice because you can kind of stretch all in your leg. Re-extend the other leg. When you're done playing, just come back to center and send the legs up. Little brief legs up the wall. So let the back body kind of melt down, head nice and firm, arms out to the side. Let your feet relax, hang out, let the blood come down from the feet, really releasing the weight and the pressure of the feet, which we don't do often. Be here for 1 minute. Forgot to mention, but you probably know you can always put a block under your hips or legs up the wall if you'd like to. Take a deep breath in and exhale, slowly lower. This will be our core since we didn't really have any core today. Just lower your legs as slow as you can, all the way down. Keep the breath steady. And down for Shavasana. Let your feet be out on the edges of the mat. Ankles rolled in, toes roll out. Let your back body be nice and planted, arms out at the side. Take a deep breath in. Hold it at the top, suck in a little more air, and exhale, let every breath out. Take any releasing movement you need, rolling your head side to side, maybe even relieving the jaw, kind of moving the tongue, really relaxing everything in your body to its fullest capacity now. And just hang out. You can release your thoughtful metered breath, just come to a natural breath, and just allow the body to rejuvenate itself from your physical practice. Enjoy your Shavasana. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a full body stretch across the length of the mat. When you're ready, roll onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow, curling up into a little ball and just taking a few more moments here for yourself. When you're ready, press into your comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed and bringing your hands to heart center. Take a moment to reflect on how you felt when you were first in this pose at the very start of class versus how you feel now. Bring your knuckles up to the third eye and between the eyebrows. Remind yourself to think pure and loving thoughts, both towards yourself and towards other people. Thumbs down at the lips to remind yourself to speak pure and loving words to yourself and other people. And back at heart center to remind yourself to have pure and loving intentions for yourself and others. The light in me honors and salutes the light in each of you. Namaste. Great. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Don't forget to take your breath with you into the week, into your day, and enjoy yourselves. Enjoy something nice today on this Sunday. See you next week.